Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, or if it's your first time here, hi, I'm Jamie. I make beauty and lifestyle content, and today we're gonna be testing out some new makeup. Not too long ago, I went to a K-beauty store for the very first time, and it was heaven. I feel like this is so long overdue. I've been meaning to try out some K-beauty products for a while. There are so many things that I want to try in the K-beauty world, but honestly, I do find it a little bit overwhelming because I'm not really 100% sure like what exactly I should be trying, especially when you're buying things online. There's just so much out there. So it was really, really fun to actually go in store, see the products, touch them, feel them, see what actually caught my eye. And I picked up a couple things that I really wanted to try with you. And then besides the K-beauty products, I also have some other things that I want to test out with you. So it's gonna be a fun video. I'm pretty excited. You are also a fan of K-beauty products. I would love to get some of your recommendations in the comments, and then maybe I can do a part 2 where I test out your recommended K-beauty products. I think that would be really fun. So leave them down there. The first product that I recognized immediately when I walked into the store and I knew I needed to try was the Tier Mask Fit Red Cushion Foundation. It's described as a hydrating, full coverage cushion foundation that's also supposed to be smoothing, lightweight, and very long wearing. Here's what it looks like. Comes in a really pretty little red compact. You got a little puff. Ooh, very satisfying. Okay, I thought this would be really satisfying, but I was wrong. There's 40 shades in this collection. I got the shade 23N, which actually, I mean, it's looking like it's gonna match me pretty well. Let's actually just test that out real quick. And it's a perfect match. Yeah, I'm just gonna put on a little bit of moisturizer. This is my Ombre Release Radiant Complexion Cream in Apricot. So since this is a cushion foundation, I'm gonna use the cushion on one half of my face and then use a brush on the other half just to see what the difference is. Okay, so I'm just pressing the cushion into the foundation. Here we go. Oh wow. Oh my God. That is full coverage. Oh my God, that is not what I expected at all. Oh, wow. I feel like I haven't put like a super full coverage foundation on my face in a while, so this is like super jarring to me. I've been very much like in the skin tint life lately, so this is like very different, but I'm actually quite impressed with how that just literally blanked out my entire face in one little tap. Like there was barely even any product on here. That's insane. It looks really flawless and really smooth on my skin. I do find that cushions really do help to give that really smooth effect because it's a super smooth surface that you're pressing on. So there's no brush marks or anything to disrupt the product. So it just looks super smooth, but that's just like sitting on my skin in the nicest way. Okay, I'm curious to see how that applies with a foundation brush. So I'm gonna just take my Rare Beauty foundation brush, gonna dab off the excess and just like really work it into the brush, which is typically how I like to apply my foundations. I don't like it when too much product is on there. Okay, wait, now I actually feel like I took too much off. Let's put a little bit more. Oh, I actually really don't like how that applies with the brush. That's very interesting. I feel like the product isn't really going as far. Like even though I'm applying the exact same amount on my brush as I did on the cushion, I feel like I have to like dip back in to the compact to pick up more product, like almost every section of the face. And it still looks smooth, but it almost looks a little bit drier with the brush, which is interesting. So I'm gonna go back into the cushion and just touch that up. This is also supposed to be a very long wearing product. It actually says that it's supposed to last 72 hours on the back of the packaging. Today is actually a great day to test out the longevity, and I will be testing it out because it is hot as can be. It is so sweaty outside. So I will force myself to spend some time outside and to sweat a little bit and see how everything lasts on my face today. But we will definitely be putting it to the test. First impressions, genuinely so incredibly impressed with how much coverage I got and how smooth my skin looks. This is definitely not like a natural no makeup look. Like it does look like I'm wearing foundation, but still in a very soft, natural-ish type of way. Like it doesn't look cakey, at least not yet. I do have dry, dehydrated skin right now though. My skin is kind of more on the normal side, but I can see how if you had super dry skin, like this might be too much. It also feels really lightweight on the skin. It feels like it's completely set down. There's no like stickiness or heavy feeling, but I'm really excited to see how this is gonna wear throughout the day. I mean, that's gonna be the true test, right? So stay tuned to the end to find out. Because this foundation is so full coverage, I honestly don't even feel like I need a lot of concealer. Well, I actually don't. I need almost no concealer. I just need a dot underneath my eyes, definitely nothing around the face. That would be completely overboard. So I'm just gonna do one tiny little dot and just blend that out. I definitely don't feel like this foundation needs to be powdered though, that's for sure. So I'm actually going to also skip the powder today. I don't think it's needed. I have been dying to talk to you guys about this product. I feel like it's so underrated. It's not new to me. Obviously I have been using it, but I haven't spoken to you guys about it yet. So I figured I would incorporate it in today's video. This is the Benefit Mighty Fine Brow Pen. This is one of the best brow products I have ever tried. And you guys know me. Like, you know that I do not like a high maintenance brow. I almost like to do nothing with my brows. If anything, just like throw in a brow gel and that's it. But I've been going out of my way to use this brow product to like fill in my brows because I just find that it is so easy, looks so good, and lasts so well, especially in this heat. This is a brow pen. What's really cool about this brow pen is that there's three little, I don't know what you would call these, like it's a 3-prong brow pen, essentially. And instead of just having like a single tip, you have the 3. So you get the most natural looking brow strokes in like triple the time. Another very common problem with brow pens is that they can be a little bit too intense and too pigmented, and if you're not careful you can get a very intense looking brow. But what I found with this is that it's pretty light. Like the strokes, especially if you just go in with like a pretty light hand, look very, very, very pencil-like, but you still get the definition of a pen. So I'll just say I'm a massive fan of this, and so I just love to put a couple strokes towards the front of my brow, and it literally looks like my brow hairs. It's crazy. When you hold it like this, you can get 3 strokes, and then when you hold it on its side, you can get a really nice thin stroke, which is very helpful, especially at the tail. And then I'm gonna set it with the Benefit 24-hour brow setter. So now moving on to a contour product from Sashu. This is the All Day Contour Stain. So Sashu is the brand that has those peel-off lip stains, and this is supposed to be a long-wearing liquid contour, which I'm very interested to see, number 1, if it's actually gonna be long-wearing, and number 2, how that will blend out and if it's gonna be patchy. Because when I think of like a long-wearing contour, I just imagine something that's like stiff and difficult to blend out. So we will see if that's the case. It does say, however, that it's an ultra blendable, long-lasting liquid contour with a buildable formula that layers effortlessly from subtle definition to bold sculpting. I got the shade Light Neutral 02. Very fun packaging, literally looks like a giant version of the lip stain. Oh, okay. It's a little sponge tip applicator. Let's just do one side at a time. Ooh, I like the color. It's definitely a very contoury, neutral, cool tone color. Okay, definitely blends. That is a really, really good contour color for me. You see how I immediately just gave so much shape to my cheekbone with no warmth, which is exactly what I want out of my contour. I mean, because I am a little bit more tan, I feel like this color is like a touch on the lighter side. It still definitely works, but it's just a little bit more subtle. Probably could have went like a shade deeper just for my current skin tone, but honestly I do really like the subtlety of it. You know what, it's hard to find colors that are this like neutral cool toned with 0 warmth in it, so I'm pretty into it. I do like this little sponge tip applicator, especially for contouring like smaller things like the nose, because I'm able to be pretty precise with it. I almost felt like that just blended it out even on its own. I barely need to go in with the brush. So I'm now fully contoured, but I do want a little bit of warmth as well. And so I thought it would be the perfect opportunity to try this out. So this is the Westman Atelier Contour Stick. I have been dying to try this out for such a long time, but I've just not picked it up because it's honestly quite pricey. I think it's like around $60 Canadian for a contour stick, which is crazy. But I had a $200 gift card at Sephora, and I was like, you know what? If there's any time to pick up an overpriced contour stick, it would be now. So I did, and I used my $200 gift card on this little tiny contour stick because I just heard really great things about it, and I'm honestly just really curious. So I ended up getting the shade Biscuit or Biscuit, depending if you want to say it with a French accent or not. Oh, it's more of a contour shade, right? Yeah, I do remember I wanted specifically more of a contour shade. Okay, that's fine. You know what? We're just gonna layer it on top of this, I guess, to just like see how it looks. I feel like that's actually the exact same color as the Sashu contour. Wait, let's just compare very quickly. Okay, similar but not exact. This is Westman Atelier and this is the Sashu. You can almost see how the West Atelier has like more of a pinkier tone to it, and the Sashu has more like neutral brownie tones. It has a little bit more golden in it. Oh, I hate that. Oh no, oh no, I really don't like that at all. Damn it. I feel like I need to return this and get another color because I don't like that color at all. My undertone is pretty warm, so if I use a product that has a pinkier undertone, it can look a little bit off on my skin tone. Like I feel like that looks very gray and not in a good contoury way, but in more of like a muddy way. So not a fan of that. For blush, we have another K-Beauty product, and this is the Fui Blurry Pudding Pop. Pudding Pop? Pudding Pot. So this isn't really new to me anymore because I have been using it and frankly loving it. I have already mentioned it in one of my previous videos. Just in case you haven't seen that, I wanted to bring it back again and talk to you guys about this because this blush is absolutely beyond gorgeous. So this is essentially like a soft matte cushiony blush. It feels buttery soft. It has a ton of pigment to it, so a teeny tiny bit really goes a very long way. And it just melts into the skin and gives a beautiful, very softly blurred blushy look. And this color is called Baby, which is kind of like a muted strawberry pink. I really want to go back and get more of these because I love it so much. I want to have a very, very blushy look, and what I've been doing lately is putting my blush very much towards like the front of my face and less so like on my cheekbone to give me more of that lifted look. I almost want it to give more of a sun-kissed look, so I like to put it almost like underneath my eye in this area right over here. And it's pretty buildable, so you can just build it up as you want, and it works well with just your fingers, which is great. I kind of want it to be a little bit more intense, so I'm gonna go in with this little stippling brush. I feel like because this foundation is so full coverage, I just need so much more blush because I have zero color in my face right now. So this is probably what I was the most curious about. This is called the Can Make Tokyo Meta Look Mascara. And when I saw this, I was immediately very intrigued because I'd never seen a mascara that looks like this. The wand is basically like a metal rod. It's very, very, very teeny tiny. Is it just gonna give like a light coating to my lashes? Is it actually gonna give me volume and length? I don't know, we're gonna find out. I got the brown shade as well, so I'm assuming this is gonna be pretty natural looking. Honestly guys, every time I look at my skin in the mirror, I actually cannot believe how poreless I look. Like it looks like there's a filter on the video right now. And I don't use filters on my videos. So what you see is really what you get. But at the same time, I also see that it's kind of settling a little bit on my smile lines. Like I see a little bit of cracking going on, so. We'll see how it lasts for the entire day. Let's do one eye at a time so we can really see the difference, because like I can tell right away that this is almost just coating my lashes. Wait, I have so many thoughts going through my mind right now. It almost feels like I'm not applying anything, but then when I see like the before and after, I'm like, oh no, it's definitely applying something, just very, very lightly and very slowly. That's actually kind of wild what that just did, because that looks actually really fantastic. It's giving like a your lash but better kind of look. My lashes just look a little bit thicker, a little bit more defined, a little bit darker, but it almost doesn't even look like I'm wearing mascara. Whoa, I actually really, really like that, especially because it is a dark brown color. It looks super, super natural. Well, I'm hoping that this is gonna last really well because I really do love how that looks. The only thing that will kill this is if it smudges all over my face. Definitely takes like 17,000 coats though, for sure, if you want to like build this up, but it does look like it is building up at least. So I have both a K-Beauty lip product and a Lancome Juicy Tube that I really, really want to try. But before I even get into that, I'm going to line my lips with my Merit lip liner. This is in the shade Capricorn. These are some of my new favorite lip liners. They're very, very different than pretty much any other lip liner I've ever tried. It's sheer while still being actually pretty long wearing. Because it doesn't give a harsh line, it just gives like a super natural looking contour to the lips, which I absolutely adore. And it does last pretty well too. Capricorn is a pretty dark brown, so it does show up a little bit more intensely than like Bespoke, which is the other one that I really like. So I'm just gonna apply it and blend it a bit with my finger. See, that just gives like a literal contour to my lip line, but there's no harsh lines. That's why I love this. So I have a lip oil here from Tocobo. It's called the Juicy Berry Plumping Lip Oil, and I have the shade Choco Berry. I remember swatching this and being very impressed with the amount of shine. Look at that, so freaking cute. Looks like a nail polish bottle. Kind of smells like berries. The applicator is like a flat paddle, so it's really like laying on the lip product pretty thickly. And it is a very like smooth feeling lip oil. Definitely does have a little bit of like a cooling, plumping feeling to it, but it looks beautiful. It looks so shiny and so juicy. I could see myself wearing this a ton. Okay, I'm just gonna dab this off because I do wanna try the Juicy Tube. So Lancome re-released their Juicy Tubes. And if you grew up in like the early 2000s, then you absolutely remember these because they were everything. I mean, I remember being obsessed with Juicy Tubes. I think my mom had a bunch of them and I would always steal them from her, as I did pretty much all of her beauty products. So it's pretty cool that they re-released it. It just feels very, very, very nostalgic. I remember them being very fruity in the way that they smell, and I also remember them being sticky. So this is the shade Magic Spell, which is a beautiful, very shimmery raspberry. Oh my God, that tastes like raspberry cotton candy. It does feel really nice and smooth. It doesn't really feel sticky. It feels like it's gonna stick onto my lips, like it's not gonna slip right off, but yeah, it feels great. The shade does have a lot of nice shimmer in it. I just needed to get that out of my system. I really wanted to try that, but I am gonna put the other lip gloss back on. Oh, I almost forgot. The last thing that I wanted to try is actually a cheek highlighter. This is the RMS Crystal Slipper Luminizer. This is like a very balmy highlighter. It has a little bit of like a champagne-y tint, but honestly, like upon swatching it on my hand, I don't even really see much of a tint there. Let's see how it looks on the cheek. I love RMS products so much. I love their sprays. I love their blushes. This is pretty and I could definitely see myself using this, but I don't think it's anything that special, if I'm being honest. Like, it's kind of just giving a little bit of a glossy glow, and there are a lot of products out there that look exactly like this. I would probably pass on this, but it's doing the trick for today. So that is everything that I have to try out with you guys today. But like I said, I am gonna be doing a wear test. I will check back in with you guys in a couple hours. Right now it is 10:25 a.m. I'm gonna go like run around the block a couple times and see how this makeup holds up. Oh my God. I don't know if the camera is gonna be able to pick this up, but something happened over the last, I don't know, like 30 minutes that I've had this makeup on. Oh, I think you can kind of see my face is orange. My face is orange. There is such an intense demarcation line, which my fault, because obviously I didn't bring the foundation down enough, but it did match me. It did match me when I first put it on. It does not match me right now. I don't know if it like oxidized or if it just like settled down to be a much warmer color, but I am fully orange at the moment and I'm not loving that. Beyond the color though, I mean, it still looks so flawless. It's crazy. Even in like direct beaming sunlight, it looks really, really smooth, but yeah, the color's not it anymore. What the hell, man? I'm so embarrassed. I have to go into a meeting right now. All right, guys, it's nearing the end of the day and I wanted to give you another update on the foundation situation. My face is so orange. It's kind of crazy. So that's number one. Number two, there's definitely a lot of shine that is coming through the foundation. It started off fairly matte and I'm not like sweating, but like I said, it's hot, it's summer, so I have a lot of shine coming through and I'm quite reflective, as you can see. While it's making my skin look really smooth and like perfected in a lot of ways, I also do feel like it looks heavier than I would like. For my own personal preferences. I don't really love how it's like settling in the lines on my forehead over here and even on my smile lines. I find it just looks a little bit cakey and a little bit heavy. This is definitely a foundation suited for somebody who really loves like that full coverage look. That's just not really me. So while I actually see a lot of potential with this and I think I'm gonna continue to play with it, I, number one, will need to get a new shade. This is also not working. And number two, would probably wear this more for like an event or like if I'm going out and I want something like a little bit more full on, but for day to day, this is definitely not gonna be a foundation that I'm gonna reach for. As far as the mascara goes, I'm actually very surprised to see that it has not smudged at all, even though I did not set my under eyes, by the way, with powder, which is like normally a recipe for disaster when it comes to smudging mascara. No mascara has been smudged. It's still very much on my lashes and not on my under eyes, so that's really great too. I was just in the middle of taking off my makeup and I realized that I actually got two more things at the K-Beauty store. I got the Haru Haru Wonder Moisture Deep Cleansing Oil. This is one of my favorite cleansing oils. It is so good. I've used it before and finished it, so this was a repurchase. I already started massaging it into my face. Which is why I look a little bit crazy, but it's just a great cleansing oil. It breaks down everything, doesn't leave an oily residue, and doesn't clog my pores or do anything crazy. Okay, this is so weird. The mascara is not coming off. At first I was like, oh, is this a tube of mascara? And I tried to take it off with water and it wasn't coming off with water. But I was massaging my eyes with the oil for like a solid minute, and it just now is starting to feel like it's breaking down. Now I understand why it wasn't smudging throughout the day. The last thing that I got is a face mask. This is the Beauty of Joseon Ground Rice and Honey Glow Mask. The reviews also were really good when I looked it up, and I heard a lot of great things about this brand, specifically for their SPF, which I haven't yet tried. It wasn't at the store, so maybe I'll make a point to order that online. But this mask is quite nice. I have used it 2 times before. It does have a little bit of like a tingling effect to it. I haven't noticed the biggest difference when I used it. Granted, I've only tried it twice, but it does feel really good. It feels like it's giving some hydration to my skin. And now that is everything that I got. Editing Jamie here. Past Jamie didn't do an outro, so I need to swoop in. Please let me know any recommendations for any K-beauty products that you want to see me test out, because I am so down to like make an order and do a part 2 testing even more. Hit the thumbs up button if you did enjoy, and subscribe if you want to see more from me, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.